and into your home, the stories that touch your life. This is 2020 with Barbara Walters, Diane Sawyer, Sam Donaldson, Connie Chung, Charles Gibson, and Hugh Dowd.
As you've seen, Gabby Vernoff's struggle to have a baby using sperm taken from her dead husband now has only a slender chance of success. Could a man father a child after he had already been dead for 30 hours? And should medical science help his widow do it? Those questions hang in the air as Lynn Scher continues the story of a woman whose dream is nothing more than a faint hope.
Gabby Vernoff was understandably anxious. Having failed to become pregnant the first time, she knew only one vial of sperm remained from her late husband Bruce's body, her last chance to have his baby.
I can't explain the disappointment. It was really upsetting, very upsetting.
The doctor suggested she wait before trying again, telling Bruce's father,
"Science is not complete at this time. You never know what can happen if you wait a while longer. Maybe something will develop. Even wait a year."
But the prospect of ever finding any healthy sperm seemed dim to his wife Adelia.
I thought it wasn't meant to be at that point with that, but I knew there was one vial left.
Then one night, unable to sleep, she saw a TV program with a doctor who had a technique for identifying living sperm that were no longer moving.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I wrote down the name, Dr. Paul Turek, and that he was somewhere in San Francisco.
The test that I work on is called the hyposmotic swelling test. It's basically a weak sugar solution that you throw sperm into. And they don't like it that much, and they swell up and their tails curl, and a dead sperm doesn't do that, so every time that happens in front of you, then you can be assured that sperm's alive.
Dr. Paul Turek came to Los Angeles to assist Gabby's doctors. 15 months after her first attempt, she would have one final chance.
Did you ever think about stopping, about not doing it?
Oh, no. No, because behind all that pain, there's going to be a big reward.
But the initial signs were not encouraging, as illustrated in this video from another case.
We encountered the same situation the second time when the last vial of sperm, their last opportunity essentially, was opened. We counted largely a pool of dead-looking sperm. And we went through that last vial of sperm for several hours, and we found some moving sperm. And then we used the swelling test to find living sperm that weren't moving, and then those sperm were injected into the eggs.
2 embryos were formed and implanted in Gabby's womb. Would they take?
Constant hope and constant wishing and constant tension for that period of time.
How did you get the news, finally?
Gabby heard it because they called her.
She told me that the results from the test were positive, and I was really thrilled.
What did you do?
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, I love you, and all those. And I called my in-laws, and I told them the news, and they were really happy for me too.
She said very simply, "I'm pregnant." And that was, wow, that's all she had to say. We all erupted. We heard it almost at the same time, and it was glorious.
It was also expensive, some $35,000 before Gabby even got pregnant. But with one of the embryos now growing into a baby, she was ecstatic.
For the first time, and since Bruce had left us, Gabby was elated. You could see a smile on her face. You could see genuine happiness. And when she felt the baby stirring within, oh, there was nothing as beautiful as seeing her face then.
Oh, sometimes she's kicking, sometimes she has hiccups.
On March 17th, exactly 9 months and 1 week from conception, Gabby Vernoff went to the hospital. That night, after a painful and lengthy labor, Brandolyn Danielle was born.
I don't think I've seen anyone happier.
The first baby ever known to be conceived and delivered with sperm taken posthumously from the father.
What was the first thing you thought of when you saw her?
Oh, just what a beautiful baby.
Oh, it was quite emotional.
And you ran down the hall, and what'd you say to Wally?
I said, Wally, she's here.
And I said, wow.
How do you think Bruce would react if he knew what you had done?
I think that he would be really happy
What makes you say that?
because I know my husband and I know that he would do anything to make me happy.
But the Vernoff's delight was not shared by everyone as news of the birth became public. Critics questioned the ethics of the procedure that had led to her existence. Professor Glenn McGee is at the University of Pennsylvania's Center for Bioethics.
We shouldn't make children from the dead, whether it's sperm banks or donor eggs or in the families where we're talking about harvesting from dead husbands or even through cloning or other new reproductive technologies. And the reason for that is simple. Unless there's clear consent to make a child in this way, it violates the rights of the person involved.
But Dr. William Skinner, the Vernoff's family physician, says while Bruce didn't put it in writing before he died, he and Gabby were planning a family.
Yes, they had wanted to have children and had planned to have children, and this his untimely death was had really sort of put an end to those hopes.
The Vernoffs showed us this shaky home video to document the fact that Bruce often said he wanted children.
Okay, so that's Bruce?
That's Bruce,
And
there's Gavin.
I might have a boy and a girl, that's it. Well, what if I had a daughter the first time around, and then, like, what if the next 7 times?
We're not going to have written consent under circumstances such as this. When I feel as a physician, as a healer, as a compassionate person, that I'm doing the right thing, I do it.
Dr. Cappy Rothman, the urologist who retrieved Bruce's sperm, runs the largest sperm bank in the country. He says the procedure is rare. He knows of only about 50 cases, but that it gives the mourning family hope.
It lessens the grief. I see that when they ask me.
Just because they see a sperm swimming around?
Well, it's more than just a sperm. It's a future to them. I see a sperm. You might see a sperm. They see hope.
I think Dr. Rothman is compassionate. I just think he's wrong. I think we've got to stop this, nip it in the bud, before it becomes a phenomenon of people having babies either through cloning or post-mortem sperm without permission.
Professor McGee and others say we need laws to regulate this new technology, that the decision should not be made by doctors. But Dr. Rothman, women should go through a waiting period before using the sperm, says it's a judgment call.